So if you're keen to get a red light therapy device, but you're overwhelmed with all the options out there, then this video is for you. So I'm going to help you find the best product for your goals and also your budget. And be sure to stick around to the end of the video because there is a red light therapy product group that could actually cater to a lot of goals. So more on that later. So the first question you need to answer is, what are you looking for from red light therapy? Do you need help with an injury, maybe post-surgery? Maybe you're looking for hair regrowth, maybe you're looking for the benefits on skin and anti-aging. All of those things are what I consider a more targeted approach. Or maybe on the other hand, you're looking for full body benefits, systemic benefits, things such as improved health and wellness, an increase in energy, a boost in overall vitality and performance. These are the systemic benefits. Or maybe you're in the third group and you want to achieve both things. You may need help with that sore elbow, you may want to see some skin benefits, but you also want to tap into the overall health and wellness benefits of red light therapy. Pretty much you want it all, and I don't blame you, I'm exactly the same. But what group you're in determines what products you should start looking at. So what I'm going to do next is cover all of these groups and provide some specific product recommendations for you. Now, if you're thinking you're going to skip ahead and watch my recommendations for that last group, for instance, I recommend not doing that and actually watching the whole video, because you're going to see there's a lot of different products out there and there may actually be something that suits you perfectly, especially when it comes to budget. Okay, so let's get into that first targeted group. So yeah, if you are looking for a product to treat a particular cause, the knee, the hair, the brain, the mouth, whatever it may be, you'll most likely find that there is a dedicated product for that problem. Let me run through a couple examples and I'll be sure to put all the links to these products and any discounts I may have in the notes below. Okay, so let's say you've got a dodgy knee and you want to see what can help. Well, the good news is that there's actually a lot of joint red light therapy products. So when we're looking at the lower cost products, you may find a knee wrap that actually wraps around the knee and has LEDs right on contact with the body and the skin. And they're quite inexpensive and typically underpowered compared to some of the other products we're going to talk about in this video. But they do allow some flexibility, mobility. You could be using it as part of a warm-up or on the drive home, which is kind of cool. Next, you could use a handheld battery-powered device such as the MitoRed Mobile Flex. This is going to put out a lot more power, meaning the light is going to penetrate deeper into the joint compared to, say, that wrap I mentioned earlier. But of course, it is going to have a smaller treatment area and you do have to hold it and move around the joint. You could also check out a product called the Move Plus Pro from a company called Kineon. Now, this product was actually designed to help with knee issues. However, as I've mentioned in my reviews and my interviews, you can use it on other joints or even other areas of the body. But this particular device actually uses LEDs and lasers. The high-powered lasers are helping to get a much deeper penetration. You're actually getting near-infrared light deep into the synovial fluid around the joint, which is going to help with that recovery and also with the pain. Finally, if you're not too keen on doing it yourself and you want access to the best product out there, then you could find a clinic that uses a product such as the Thor laser. Now, the three products I've just mentioned, you can get for under $500. The Thor laser costs anything from $10,000 to $20,000, maybe even more. So you're not going to buy it for your home use, but again, you could find a clinician, a professional that has it in their clinic and pay a per session or a per hour rate and go in and get your treatments done that way. Of course, there's many downsides to that approach, but again, you're being treated by a professional with professional medical grade products. So you can see how there's a lot of different products just for one particular problem. The same applies for hair loss. There are various helmets and headsets, some with LEDs, some with lasers, some with combinations. I'm actually testing one of these at the moment, so I'll put out a review when I have it. But if you're not interested in these helmets, then you could actually look at a red light therapy hat, which has all the LEDs embedded inside the hat and works in a similar way to that knee wrap I mentioned earlier. Again, this approach typically uses much lower powered LEDs, but the benefit is it's often a lot cheaper. Now, the other option is you simply use a red light therapy panel. You're going to get a lot more power here and often a lot more nicer features and more wavelengths, but of course, it's not designed specifically to treat the head. I'll provide some more details on panels later in the video. Okay, so I'll run through a few more quick examples of products that are designed specifically for one issue. Novolab have their oral care device. This is something that I'm actually testing at the moment. It uses red and blue light, and it's designed to help the gums and overall oral health. Lumaflex have a pad that is designed to help with sports, performance, and recovery. And there's also a company called iPower that is designed a product specifically designed to help with vision and ocular longevity. Then you have beauty, anti-aging, and even brain health. These topics deserve their own videos because there is such a broad range of products out there. But you know what? Maybe this is something I will do. If you'd like me to do a product recommendation guide on a topic such as anti-aging, beauty, oral health, knee pain, brain health, whatever it may be, why don't you go down below, hit the like button, and leave the comment for the topic you'd like me to review. And then also, be sure to hit subscribe so when I do create a video on that topic, you'll be the first to hear about it. Okay, so let's briefly look at beauty and anti-aging. So if you're in this space, you've probably seen all sorts of products out there. There are wands, torches, masks, panels, wraps, all sorts of things. One of the most popular products though are LED masks. Now, I have used and reviewed the Omnilux men's mask. I'll put links to that below, but there are many other mask products out there as well. Now, again, these masks are applied directly onto the face, onto the skin, just like the knee wrap we mentioned at the start of the video. The downside is, again, less power. However, when it comes to skin and the wavelengths used to treat the skin, power and penetration aren't as important as when you're treating, say, a knee joint, where you need to get that light deep into the tissue, into the joint. This is why these masks are so popular and often have amazing results. And you can expect to pay anything from, say, $300 to $1,000 for these masks. Now, of course, you could always use a handheld device, like I mentioned earlier, or you could go for a much larger panel and just treat the face directly. These panels are often referred to as tabletop panels. Now, I've actually done a full buyer's guide to help you find the best tabletop panel for beauty and anti-aging. Links on that video are below, and expect to pay about $500 to $1,000 for one of these panels. Now, if budget isn't an issue, you could also look at purpose-built products for the home. Well-known skincare companies such as Saloma and Dermalux have actually released personal use products that they sell directly to the consumer. Now, at the time of filming, my wife and I are testing the Dermalux Flex MD. This device costs around $2,500, but again, it's specifically designed for beauty, skin, health, rejuvenation, all those good things. It even includes blue light to help with acne if that's an issue. Finally, like I mentioned with the knee issue, you can also go into a professional clinic, a beauty salon, and use their professional devices. Dermalux sells some products that are tens of thousands of dollars to clinics. And again, you go in, you pay per session, you pay per hour, and you can get the benefits of a high quality, high powered device plus a trained professional. Okay, so now let's quickly touch on brain health. Now, red light therapy is well documented to help with brain disorders and even just boost overall cognitive function. If you do have a serious brain issue, whether it's Parkinson's, autism, Alzheimer's, dementia, a TBI, or PTSD, then I actually recommend checking out a company called Vielight. They sell medical grade headsets backed by a ton of research and also an expert team to help treat these conditions. Links and a discount code are all below. Another product to check out is the NeuroRadiant 1070 by Neuronic. This is a newer company, and I've done some reviews and interviews. Links are all below. Now, expect to pay over $1,000 for these products. Some of them are up to $5,000. But remember, you're dealing with the brain, and if you are suffering from a serious brain disorder, then it's probably money well spent. Finally, when we're talking about boosting overall cognitive function, there's also the Thrive headset, and also some intranasal devices that may help with your brain function. Okay, I think that's enough for the targeted products. Again, I've only scraped the surface here, so if you do want me to take a deeper dive into one of these areas, leave the comment and the topic name below and I'll get back to you. Now, what about systemic treatment, the full body benefits? For this, there's actually two schools of thought out there, and what you choose may actually depend on your budget. Some experts say you only need to treat a small area to get full body benefits. Ideally, this area would have a lot of blood flow because effectively you're irradiating the blood. So again, an intranasal device or even the Thrive headset I mentioned earlier, because that actually comes with a separate pad that you can use on your stomach, could actually lead to full body systemic benefits. When I'm out traveling, I actually pack the Kinian Move Plus Pro because I can use this on my wrists, my neck, or even under my arm to try and benefit from the full body effects without having to pack a massive panel. Now, the other way to tap into the full body benefits is to treat a much larger area. And this is what a lot of people do, including myself, especially when I'm at home. So the best product for this is a red light therapy wall panel or a body panel. The size you choose really depends on your budget. The bigger the panel, the more expensive it's going to cost. So you could use a small 60 LED tabletop panel like I mentioned earlier and just move that around the whole body, or you could get a larger wall panel with 300 LEDs, or get multiple wall panels and create a full body panel. And that's personally what I use with my Quad Biomax 900 setup. Now, when it comes to finding the best red light therapy panel for you, it can get rather confusing. There are lots of variables out there: power output, wavelengths, LED count, control panel, warranty, features, company location, stand options, shipping price, modular capability. The list is quite endless. Fortunately though, I've done a lot of videos helping people find the best red light therapy panel. In fact, they are my most viewed videos, so go check them out if you want to take a deep dive into the world of red light therapy panels. Alternatively, I've created an easy to use database over at lighttherapyinsiders.com. Here you can go in and say what your budget is, what size you want, what company you want to buy from, what location, whatever you want, and it will spit out some recommendations. Now, if you don't want to go down the red light therapy panel path, but you still want to get full body treatment, another option are these new red light therapy mats. Now, again, these are putting out much lower power outputs than say the panels, but they're often a lot cheaper. The key difference with the panels is that you're in direct contact with the mat. You're either wrapping yourself in them or lying directly on top of them. Now, I'll have some reviews and some comparisons coming out on these mats soon. But if you want to go all out when it comes to full body red light therapy treatment, there are two other options I need to mention. The first is a red light therapy bed. Think of a tanning bed, but instead of UV light, you're getting therapeutic red and near infrared light. The most famous product here is the Novathor bed. This product is used by the US Special Forces, some of the world's leading hospitals, and even professional athletes. They are pricey though, so your best bet again is to find a clinic that has one, travel to them, pay the money, get a session in. Alternatively, we're seeing wellness clinics, gyms, some biohacking centers using these red light therapy booths. Planet Fitness gyms have their Red Enhancer Beauty Angel booths. This is part of your membership fee. I've actually done a review on that, so you can check that out. Other centers are using what looks like a little infrared sauna lined with infrared panels. You simply walk in, you get unchanged, hit the start button, and you're surrounded with red light therapy while you're standing. So if you want to be saturated from all angles from red light therapy, but you can't afford the $10,000 odd to get panels for your own home, then definitely consider some of these clinician options. So at the start of this video, I mentioned how you may actually want the best of both worlds. A targeted treatment for the sore joint to boost your skin collagen, but also the wellness and vitality benefits that the larger red light therapy products bring. I actually spoke to red light therapy expert James Carroll about this, whether you needed a targeted treatment if you could get the full body treatment instead. Here's what he had to say about it. From a treatment point of view, is there any need for me to go a few miles down the road to a clinic that's got the handheld setup?
No, depends. If you started developing sort of myofascial trigger points, I'm not sure that I never thought I'd get rid of those. So myofascial pain responds well to that laser treatment. You certainly get a faster, more analgesic effect when we use the lasers. We're much more targeted with the lasers and the handheld system generally. So if you'd had a sprained your knee, is that the example you gave? If it's acute, then probably, traumatic, you may not have trigger points at that point, get that lymphatic system going, get the blood flow going, you've got the light helping regenerate the tissue. I think an acute thing, probably not. Certainly if you get on it early, no problem. But if you've got myofascial pain as a result, if you want more of that, any chronic sort of neuropathic components, you can get something called central sensitization, right? And in some conditions, then you'll be better off with the lasers.
Now, my first ever experience was with a red light therapy wall panel. The benefits that were produced after using this panel were quite numerous. Better recovery, a boost in performance in the gym, less aches and pain, smoother skin, and also I have some receding gums, 2 high points on each side. That means I have sensitive teeth. That pain actually disappeared after a few sessions from using red light therapy. It was one of the first real-world tangible benefits I noticed when using red light therapy all those years ago. And all of this came from one 300 LED wall panel. Now, I wish I could say it regrew my hair. I don't think that is the case, though I often wonder if red light therapy has helped slow down my hair loss rate because it was thinning quite fast when I was in my 20s. Anyway, the reason why these panels are so good is you can use them for body-wide systemic benefits, but then let's say you sprain your ankle or you get sunburn or you just want to boost the collagen in your face, you can just treat those areas individually. Personally, if I could only have one red light therapy product for the rest of my life, I'd go with a panel. But if money is not an issue, then of course I'd have a different tool for every different job. I may have a brain device such as the Violite to optimize brain performance. I may have the Kineon Move Plus Pro for those knee and elbow and shoulder injuries, a laser helmet for hair loss, and of course my wall panel for day-to-day general systemic benefits. Actually, tell a lie, if money wasn't an issue, I'd probably just go out and buy an Novathor. Now, if you do need help finding the best product for your needs, then of course leave a comment below. Otherwise, check out this video. It is my deep dive panel comparison series where I look at a bunch of different panels and try and determine which one is the best.